What does the freedom mean to you now compared to the way you saw it before?
I think that I've always seen freedom as just living your life on your own terms and being who you are.
So these toxic relationships, right? They can erode self-worth silently. So tell us, like, how can our audience recognize the early psychological signs of emotional abuse before it becomes deeply rooted?
And I hope a lot of people are listening are either stuck in this space or who have been in this space, because you want to keep an eye out for the red flags. And I think all of us know when we're being disrespected.
So, folks, you have tuned into TGV, and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, the world's only quadrilingual podcast at this moment of recording. And we are trying to embark into multiple languages as we speak. And here we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. And we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host, Navin Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. And thank you so much for tuning in. So, folks, welcome back to the Guiding Voice podcast series. And today we are joined by Laurie Jacobson, who is an author, speaker, and certified health coach who overcame years of abuse and emotional pain through meditation and Buddhist teachings. Her book, Unexpected Awakening, 22 Days at a Buddhist Monastery, freed me from abuse, chronicles her profound transformation from suffering to serenity, inspiring countless others to find their way out of pain. So, Laurie, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, and we are pleased to have you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, and thanks for inviting me to your podcast.
All right, thank you so much. So, Laurie, first things first, I think you have so much of expertise, and especially you have overcome abuse and you started helping others come out of pain. But I'm curious to understand what are our audience going to learn from today's conversation.
Well, I think we all are seeking happiness. We all struggle. Life is messy. Life is difficult. We encounter pain, emotional pain, maybe physical pain, injuries, grief. We lose loved ones. And how do we navigate out of these struggles? How do we get out
Mhm.
of pain? And that was really the Buddha's message was, there is an end to suffering. So I was in a very dark place at one point in my life, could not find my way out. And unexpectedly, I happened to attend a retreat at a Buddhist monastery, and it helped me find my way out, navigate a very dark time. And I'm hoping that my experience will help others or inspire others, because my main message is you can always find a way out of darkness.
Absolutely. I'm so thrilled. So, folks, today we are going to delve into an interesting conversation on the topic at hand, the unexpected awakening and finding peace in 22 days of silence. So, we will uncover journey of Laurie Jacobson. But before we get into the mainstream conversation, here is an exciting twist. As always, let us tickle our guest brain first. So, Laurie, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'm going to mention a few words, and I'd love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much. And if you're ready, let's get the ball rolling. So, first word is curiosity.
Curiosity is essential, mandatory.
Invention.
Invention is just creativity, just having your creative self come up with something as new as possible.
Future.
Future is uncertain. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Can't plan. I mean, you can plan, but there's such uncertainty, and I wouldn't put too much stock in the future.
Universe.
Oh, the universe is just this open-hearted, loving presence that invites us in, and all we have to do is embrace it.
Beautiful. And then leadership.
Leadership, when I think of leadership, I think of confidence and the ability to inspire others and bring out the best in others and not be afraid to work as a team. It's like no ego too. It's like you can't have a leader with lots of ego or else the teamwork won't happen.
Success.
Success really, I think, is unattainable. If I don't think if you ever think you got there, you didn't. So,
Yeah. Chase next. What next? What next? Right?
yeah, right. What's next? Exactly.
I get it. And then meditation.
Meditation is just peace. It's just loving presence and peace.
Relationship.
Relationship is really everything. I mean, everything in our life is relationship. It's not just a relationship with a person, it's your relationship with yourself, it's your relationship with food, it's your relationship with the universe, it's just your relationship with your work. It's how we connect.
Got it. And then aliens.
Alien. Alien means different and strange, but we have to look at that with acceptance and almost embrace alien because just because something's different than us, it shouldn't be frightening. We need to accept and embrace things that are different.
Got it. And the last word is peace.
Oh, peace is just like the goal. It's like the ultimate goal. Um, that's what we're all striving for is peace and happiness.
All right. Wonderful. I loved all your responses. So deep, so intriguing. Thank you so much for participating in first rapid fire round. There is one more rapid fire round towards the end of the episode. And Laurie, thanks again for being part of our journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. And let's get into the mainstream conversation now. So talk to us about who is your guiding voice.
My guiding voice is what some people refer to as that still small voice deep inside. Um, it's it's often hidden or you have to sort of uncover it because it gets pushed down so much with, either trauma or unresolved issues you don't want to deal with. You just keep stuffing them down. But that still that still quiet voice, and some people call it your Buddha nature, it's always there and it's always accessible. So if you can like sort of cut through all the clutter and connect with that, that's going to be your best guide when it comes to making that difficult decision you have to make or find your way out of a difficult situation and to be true to yourself. You really have to listen very deeply to that. It's in there. You could just sometimes it's a little effort to find it, but it's definitely your best guide.
Right. Got it. And Laurie, share your success mantra as in top three things that have contributed to your success so far.
Well, I think that when I'm on a mission, I don't quit. Um, I just stick with it to the end, and that's really helped me a lot in my life. The other thing is I'm not afraid to step outside my comfort zone. In fact, I think that's the way I've lived my life. I just continually step outside my comfort zone because I don't always go along with what society tells me to do, and that's helped me a lot. I mean, there's always trade-offs, but that's helped me. And the third thing is just I always follow my heart. And that's just listening to that small voice inside me. I have to be true to my values, and I have to be true to myself. So I try to listen very hard to what my heart is telling me, and that's the direction I go. Hopefully, I have success.
Got it. And also take us back to the moment you decided to enter a Buddhist monastery. Like, what was the emotional tipping point that pushed you towards silence and stillness?
Well, to be brutally honest, I was desperate. I was really at my lowest point. I was living with an abusive husband. I was broken. I had lost my sense of self. I didn't know what to do. I had tried all sorts of conventional treatments, remedies, some alternative treatments and remedies. I just wanted to feel better. I was terribly depressed. I just was in a mess. I was a mess. And I didn't know what else to do. So I heard about this Buddhist monastery and I said, why not? I've tried everything else. The Buddha is supposed to have the answers to lead you out of suffering. And I thought, I'll just give it a try. I wasn't expecting anything to happen, but I was at my wit's end. And thank goodness I made that decision because that was what um, helped me and freed me from that terrible situation and helped me find myself again.
Hmm. Hmm. Got it. And also, you have described this retreat as 22 days that freed me. What does the freedom mean to you now compared to the way you saw it before?
Well, I think that I've always seen freedom as just living your life on your own terms and being who you are. And that's all my life. I've tried to live in that space. Um, when you're in an abusive relationship or a toxic relationship, mm, it gets freedom gets changed around because you do feel like you're in prison. You do feel like you're stuck. You do feel like you can't live on your own terms because you don't know who you are anymore. Um, but, you know, once I was able to get out of that relationship, I just went back to my my usual concept of freedom, which is just being who I am, living on my own terms, being true to myself, and that's a blessing. That's just a blessing.
Got it. And when it comes to this toxic relationships, right? They can erode self-worth silently. So tell us, like, how can our audience recognize the early psychological signs of emotional abuse before it becomes deeply rooted?
Yeah, and I hope a lot of people are listening who are either stuck in this space or who have been in this space because you you want to keep an eye out for the red flags. And I think all of us know when we're being disrespected. Um, if your partner is, overly critical of you, if they're demeaning, if they're controlling, if you feel they're manipulating or gaslighting you, you have to note that and please don't try to sugarcoat it or make excuses for them because that's what we tend to do. When we love someone, it's so easy to make excuses for them. Oh, they're just having a bad day or, they'll get over it or they really don't mean it. And if this happens or it's starting to happen on a regular basis, these are big red flags that you have to pay attention to because if you don't nip it in the bud, then you're going to get sucked in and you're going to get stuck like so many people do in toxic relationships. So uh, have your own authority, keep your power, and recognize these flags before it gets to be too late.
Right. Got it. And during that 22 days of initial retreat, what was the most life altering insight or vision you experienced during the meditation that shifted your sense of identity or self esteem?
Well, I had several insights, really powerful insights, and I did have visions too. But I would say the first one that really affected me on a deeply profound level was I came out of the meditation hall and I looked around at the other retreatants and I began to see them all in a different light. And I realized, and I know this sounds like it's not as profound, but it's a very experiential thing. But I looked at all of them and I just felt like, well, we're all in the same boat. We're all struggling. We're all seeking happiness, and we're all going to die at some point. And I just saw them in this light of like loving kindness and compassion, and I couldn't feel anything but compassion for them because we were all the same. And that really affected me and opened my heart to just flooded it with loving kindness toward every single being.
Hmm. Got it. And can mindfulness help in physically rewriting trauma stored in the body? And what's been your personal experience in that in that particular topic?
Yeah, mindfulness is a very powerful tool. And when I talk about mindfulness, I like to it's not just about being mindful and being in the present moment. I like the definition of present, non-judgmental awareness of all things as they are. So when you add that non-judgmental component to mindfulness, um, it's like dropping a heavy burden. It's like, oh, now I don't have to judge anything. I'm just the observer. I'm just watching, and I'm not putting any labels on it whatsoever. And when you do that, this heavy burden of your feelings and your emotions just leave, and that helps to allow all the trauma to just sort of gradually melt away, which is very freeing, and it's just so blissful when that happens. It's very, very pleasant when you don't have to judge and you're just watching.
Yeah, got it. Also, debunk a myth people believe about meditation that actually hinders their growth.
Well, I don't know about, how many myths there are about meditation, but I do know that um, many people practice meditation or come to meditation for stress relief. And that's fine and that's great because meditation is a great stress reliever. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is that it's so much more than that. I mean, meditation is it can help you to get to another level of understanding. It can give you tremendous insights into the nature of things. In fact, the type of meditation that I practiced when I went to the monastery was called insight meditation or vipassana meditation. So it's all about having insights into the nature of things, and just was it was amazing. So I would just tell people that you can go beyond just stress relief if you're looking for more peace and harmony within yourself, and just a resonance with the universe.
Right. Also, Laurie, you mentioned experiencing visions during your transformation, right? So, can you share one that continues to guide you today?
Well, yeah, there's one, and I I am so eternally grateful for this vision. But I had a vision of Kuan Yin, and she is the bodhisattva of compassion. She's right up here on my book cover too. She's very important to me, and I had a vision, several visions of her actually, and I do believe that she appeared to help me and guide me out of her. She technically, you can say she's a bodhisattva that hears the cries of the world. So she heard my cries. She came to help and guide me out of my distress, out of my suffering, and was really instrumental in my journey. And of course, she does continue to be in my life, and I have like statues of her all over my house. I can't resist it. If I find a statue of Kuan Yin, I have to bring her close to me, and it was pretty incredible.
Yeah, got it. Wonderful. And this has been an amazing conversation, and I'm touched by your story. And it's time for us to add some fun element, which means we have to spice up the episode by triggering the second rapid fire round. And if you are ready, let's get started.
Okay.
All right. Here comes the first bullet. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
Be kind to everyone.
Super. Can you describe yourself in just one word?
Work in progress.
Wow. So powerful. And the one word that describes your awakening.
Miraculous. Miraculous.
Wow. Super. One thing you have unlearned completely.
Reacting too quickly.
Mhm. Can you define compassion in one sentence?
Oh boy. Love your neighbor.
Your favorite Buddhist teaching.
My favorite Buddhist teaching is all conditioned things are impermanent.
Here comes the last one. If what is one electronic gadget or a fantasy gadget that you would like to see or invent yourself?
I have to say, I'm sorry, I'm just not into electronic gadgets at all. None.
Good, good, good. I like it. And then thank you for participating in rapid fire round number 2 as well. Let's flip back to the mainstream. And here comes the last question. So, Laurie, how can someone suffering today begin their healing journey without going to a monastery? What is step one?
I think step one is just start a meditation practice, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day. But just start. You'd be amazed at how you feel. Just even just sitting quietly and watching your breath. It's extremely helpful.
Superb, superb. And Laurie, I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you and really pleasure hosting you today. And how is your experience being hosted on the Guiding Voice podcast?
It's been a pleasure, and I've enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun, and I appreciate so much you having me and inviting me and helping me share my message.
Yeah. So nice of you. Thanks for the kind words. And I wish you all the best and keep inspiring people. And looking forward to hosting you again in future.
Me as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So, friends, that was our episode with Laurie Jacobson. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. If you have enjoyed the conversation and found it useful, you know what to do, right? Request you to share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues or family members, whoever you think are going to like TGV, the guiding voice, so spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now it's time to cruise into the trivia segment, having had amazing conversation about how to overcome trauma and how to heal peacefully. I thought of presenting you a few facts related to the topic that we had discussed with Laurie. First one is, did you know that Buddha achieved enlightenment under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, India, a site which is visited by millions every year to meditate in silence. And the fun fact is that neuroscientists have found that just 8 weeks of mindful meditation can shrink the amygdala, which is the brain's fear center, literally rewriting you, literally rewiring you for peace. Next is about the word meditation. It comes from the Latin word meditare, meaning to ponder. But in Pali, the Buddha's language, it's bhavana, meaning mental cultivation. And the last fact is about reflection. Studies show that survivors of emotional abuse who practice mindfulness regularly are 50% less likely to relapse into toxic relationships. So this is all I wanted to share from trivia perspective. In case if you were in a toxic relationship and successfully over, overcame it, how did you do that? Please let me know. If you're watching this episode on YouTube, you can comment there, or if you found it on social media platforms, you can comment there as well. So thank you so much, folks, for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. So until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.